So for this activity we're going to do today, there's going to be several words that I'm going to say, okay? Now when I say these words, they're going to be broken into chunks. So I'm going to say each chunk in the word separate, and then it's your job to then tell me the whole word as a whole, okay? So we're starting. I'll start. Ready? The first word is secretary.
Secretary.
Good job. Next word. Indistinct.
Indistinct.
Okay. Ready? Administer.
Administer.
Good job. Intermission.
Intermission.
Good job. Fascination.
Fascination.
Good job. Extravagant.
Extravagant.
Good job. So you could see that each word there's small chunks that then you would then carry over to then form the whole word. You did very well with that. Now here's the next few words we're going to do. It is your job to then say each chunk in the word and then tell me the whole word together. Okay? So let's start with this first one.
Interest.
Good job.
Register. Register.
Good job.
Scholastic. Scholastic. Graduation. Employment. Similar. Complicated. Amusement. Conversation.
Okay, so when you're reading in a book or a story or a textbook and you come across a difficult word, what do you typically try and do?
Break it into pieces.
So similar to what we just did right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would we do that?
To get in the habit of it.
Does it help? Does it make things easier?
Uh-huh.
How so?
You sound the word out better instead of just guessing.
Yeah, do you think makes it a little harder if we just see a huge word and we maybe think it looks like something else?
Mm-hmm.
And we just kind of go on with it without sounding each part out?
Yeah.
Okay, good job. So for this next part, I have a story for us. Okay? How to be popular. Middle school, going into high school. Be a great book, right? Now what we're going to do with this story is I'm going to show you an example of how we visually map out main concepts as we read. So the reason we do this is because it's very easy if we just keep reading and reading that we're just reading words and we're not really understanding what we're reading.
Mm-hmm.
So when we go and answer questions on a test or we make a project about it, it's hard to then recall that information that we just read. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's read this together. I'll start us off, then you can read the next page, okay? It's by Meg Cabot, and it's called How to Be Popular. Okay. T-minus 2 days and counting, Saturday, August 26th at 7 p.m. I should have known from the way the woman kept looking at my name tag that she was going to ask. Steph Landry, she said as she pulled out her wallet. Now, how do I know that name? Gosh, ma'am, I said, I don't know, except that even though I had never seen this woman before in my life, I had a pretty good idea how she might have heard of me. I know, the lady said, snapping her fingers, then pointing at me. You're on the Bloomville High School women's soccer team. You play soccer. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
No, ma'am, I said to her, I'm not. You were on the court of the Greene County Fair, Queen, were you? But you could tell, even as the words were coming out of her mouth, she knew she was wrong again. I don't have Indiana Country Fair Queen hair. My hair is short, not long, brown, not blonde, and curly, not straight. Nor do I have an Indiana Country Fair Queen bod. I'm kind of on the short side. And if I don't even exercise regularly, my butt kind of expands. Why don't you take off the rest?
Obviously, I do what I can with what God gave me, but I won't be landing on America's Next model anytime soon, much less the court of any fair queen. No, ma'am, I said. The thing is, I really didn't want to get into it with her. Who would? But she wouldn't let it go. Goodness, I just know. I know your name from somewhere, the woman said, handing her her credit card to pay for her purchases. You sure I didn't read out you in the paper? I didn't read about you in the paper. Pretty sure, ma'am, I said. God, that would be just what I need, for the whole thing to have shown up in the paper.
So let's stop there. What's the name of the main character? Can we catch it?
No, I forget it.
Let's look back.
Steph Landry.
Steph Landry. Okay, so that's our main character.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the story taking place? Does it say?
At a store.
Does it say what store? Okay, so it's at a store. Is there anything else we could gather? What does she do? Anything else about the main character? What are some characteristics of her? She said all these right here in this one paragraph.
Her hair is short.
So short hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else?
It's curly.
Short and curly, not straight.
Nope.
Is she tall, short?
Short.
Okay. Is she big, small, muscular, fat?
She's skinny, I guess. Kinda in the middle.
Okay, so just average, skinny. Okay. Anything else we can gather from that small chunk we just read? Who's talking to her? Who's the other character in the story? Did they tell a name or just some random person?
Some random person.
At the store, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, why don't you continue right there?
Fortunately, though, I haven't been in the paper since my birth announcement. Why would I? I'm not particularly counted musically or otherwise. And while I'm in mostly AP classes, that's not because I'm an honor student or anything. That's because if you grow up in Greene County, knowing that lemon joy goes in your dishwasher and not your iced tea, you get put in AP classes. I'm actually sort of surprising how many people in Greene County make that mistake. With the lemon joy, I mean, according to my friend Jason's dad, who is a doctor over at Bloomville Hospital, it's probably I said to the woman as I ran her credit card through the scanner, because my parents own this store. Which I know doesn't sound like much, but Courthouse Square Books is the only independently owned bookstore in Bloomville. If you don't include Doc Sawyer's adult books and sexual aids out by the overpass, which I don't know, the woman said, shaking her head. That's not it either. I could understand her frustration with what's especially upsetting about it, if you don't think about it, which I try not to expect when things like this happen, is that Lauren and I, up until the end of 5th grade, have been friends. Not close friends, maybe. It's hard to be close friend with the most popular girl in school since she's got such a busy social calendar. But certainly close enough that she'd been over to my house. Okay, well, once. And she didn't exactly have the best time. I blame my father, who was baking a batch of homemade